brunch is just eating at like
11, 10:30.
I sometimes wonder if what we eat every week isn't a brunch.
Yeah, kind of, right?
But it's a breakfast anyway, because you break the fast.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what time,
But if I wake up at 11 o'clock and eat breakfast, is that still breakfast?
Yeah, because you broke fast.
Okay.
That's the name,
But
that should count. Breakfast, like, in theory, I like the ingredients and
right.
what you eat. I guess that is like the genre of food that we call breakfast. Right?
Yeah.
But like literally anything could be breakfast.
That's true.
Okay. All right. Now, is that just your own conclusion, or is this like what you've learned?
I mean, you can like Wikipedia it, and
I'm just
they'll tell you what breakfast means, and then is the definition what it means?
Yes.
That's what. Okay. There you go.
So sorry.
So you ate like some sandwich bullshit? It was like one of those.
Well, yeah, we went to Turning Point. Have you heard of it?
No.
And oddly enough, our bank does Turning Point. Has business with Turning Point. Like they have a loan with us. So and like I knew the name of the owner, like two owners, and in the back of a little card of their menu, their name is Kirk and Pamela, and in the back they have like a little note and it says signed Kirk and Pamela. So
shit!
Did you see them?
No, I didn't.
Did you name drop them?
No.
Should have got tell
Kirk
Pam. I said hey.
I was joking with Stacey. I'm like, knowing Kirk did not help me at all today. Nobody gave a fuck. But Turning Point's actually really good. Like, it's like a brunch lunch place, and they close like at 3. Like the service was excellent. The food was really good, and it was cheap. It was like literally right on the beach, pretty much.
Right.
And it was like.
So you got a nice view too.
Yeah. So it was like. Well, the view wasn't as good because we happened to be blocked by like those little houses or whatever, like little like lifeguard bullshit or like the people who give you the badge for the beach.
Okay.
But
little huts.
Yeah, overall it was still like really nice. And the beach is like I guess like half a block away. You just walk into it pretty much right there. Yeah, it was nice. I had huevos rancheros.
Oh yeah. Traditional
mean
huevos
eggs?
rancheros.
I think it was
Eggs with ranch. Like what is that?
That was
Salsa
like
and eggs.
Mexican. Like it's like a Mexican dish, and like I guess the whiteys put their spin on it.
Yeah. How did these whiteys do it?
They did a great job.
Yeah.
It was like avocado, egg, some like tomato sauce, kind of like Mexicanish, like almost like a sort of like a taco bowl kind of, but like breakfasty. And it was really good. And
good.
And we had coffee too. It was really good. And you can bring your own booze. So we brought champagne. So we were drinking champagne.
Oh, you should have. What are they?
Champagne and coffee?
Yeah.
The mimosa.
Oh yeah, it's brunch. It's like a confusing.
Yeah,
You start drinking, right? There's certain alcoholic drinks you go.
Yeah.
The mimosa, right? You do orange juice with a little bit of sugar.
Yeah, we did that. Yeah.
Oh, is that what a mimosa is?
I think so.
I'm not big on mimosa. I rather just drink straight champagne. But I drank mimosas because Stacey went out or whatever.
But the thing about champagne is like that's got to be like really the lightest like alcoholic drink.
Yeah, it's very light.
It's not like drinking
Yeah.
liquor or beer.
If you drink like half a bottle, you have like the slightest buzz maybe.
Yeah, and then you would have gas probably from all the carbonation.
That's
But
why
yeah.
you just spray it on people.
But yeah,
It's not getting as drunk anymore.
Yeah, like
Absorb it through your skin.
and like 2 big breakfasts and coffee, and everything was like $32 and something, which is pretty good.
That is good. Yeah.
How's the bathroom there?
It was good. Everything was clean. Like, and they were busy and they were fast. They were good. And like
This is like a fucking like review. We should post this instead of like Cult Podcast. It should be like review of Turning Point, Long Branch, New
It should
Jersey.
be podcast/review.
Yeah.
because
Reviews inside.
and
this
if you
podcast.
look at Turning Point, they usually have there's a many of them. They usually have the good reviews,
Right.
and they just Kirk and Pamela just opened 2 new ones. So like they're doing really well. So
Kirk
I'm sure.
and Pam,
Yeah.
all the best. Guys are beautiful.
But yeah, they definitely weren't there. But yeah, and I did not name drop, and then but it was cool.
All right.
But yeah, then like the Friday was like a perfect beach day.
It was good.
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
warm,
Yeah.
but not like blistering.
Yeah.
So you didn't go to work Friday? Is that
No, I
what
took a day off.
was?
Yeah. I took I took a vacation.
Uh,
But yeah, it was really nice. Like I remember, it was like picture perfect. The view, it was like movie like. It was so nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was really nice.
And Stacy took the day off too, I guess.
Yeah, she doesn't work Friday.
What does she do again?
She works in IT, like help desk at a university.
Okay.
So she doesn't work Friday. But now they're switching. Now she doesn't work Thursday, but she's trying to get full time now.
Right.
Because she only works like 30 something hours, which isn't enough.
But working at the university, can she take classes for free?
I think if she would have to be full time. I think.
Oh, and then she would get
Yeah.
free
So
tuition?
they're saying like.
oh, that's why she's.
Yeah, she might get full time and try to take classes or something, but she's not necessarily gonna take classes, but she might. But yeah, if you work for them, I think you can. Yeah.
Yeah, that's always been one of the most attractive things about working for a university.
Yeah, and like, yeah, so yeah, but yeah, the beach was really nice. It's weird how like the ocean becomes like when I first got there, like earlier in the day, the waves were pretty tame, and you had to go pretty far to get like neck depth. I think by the end of the day, it was becoming scarier and scarier. Like you would walk in a little bit and like you would like drop. I would walk maybe 10 steps and I would be like up to my neck. And the waves were getting crazier. And I was still in there for a while. But like, this is probably my cue to leave, It was getting scary. It's funny how scary the ocean becomes so quickly,
At night, too, it's very dark. And the wind always seems to pick up at nighttime.
It changes so fast, the ocean. From the morning to the afternoon, it can be completely different.
I was thinking about something when I was at the beach. Because I noticed this, too, of like having to walk really far out to get like at a decent depth of water.
Yeah.
And I don't remember it being that way. Then maybe it's just because I'm taller. But I'm wondering, I wonder if the beach, we lost some of the beach,
Oh, maybe.
And that's why now, when you go in, it used to be like, oh, get deep kind of quick. But now it takes a long time because the beach got shortened up.
Yeah, I mean, I think it seems to vary because, like I was saying, like earlier in the day, you had to walk quite a bit. Then suddenly just drop. Like somebody came in and dug,
Yeah. Well, maybe it was like the high tide came in.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But I don't know shit about the ocean, but yeah. Something.
Me neither. I feel like I learned a bit about the ocean this year, though, because I was at the beach a lot too. I tell you one thing. Can I come in with a story?
Yeah, go ahead.
I realized something about sandcastles. I was building a sandcastle with Lee,
cool.
and
I should have done that.
First time, and you know what a sandcastle is? It's a mandala, and maybe all castles are mandalas. You guys know what mandalas are?
You have to refresh my memory.
A mandala is like a symbol for like the self.
Okay. And
in a kind of spiritual sense,
So a sandcastle represents that?
I think so, because it's like when you look at like a mandala, they tend to be like basically using very simple geometric shapes. Like it'll be a square format usually, and then there'll be probably some circular elements inside, So it's like those two shapes, but that's what you have. It looks like a wall, and then there's a chamber inside, and then walls and chambers, right? And that breaks it all up. And then in mandalas, depending on how they're done, some are done with little detail of people and things going on. Then, there might be more inside each of those chambers, and then color and things like that. And I was thinking about like when you build a sandcastle, it's like you start with this central point, whatever your central point is. It's usually like take the bucket and you have the central point, and that's like the self. That's like your core. At the bottom of you self, like your identity, and then you build it out. You have these other chambers, you're protecting the self, and then it's like when walls come together, you build like a fortifying post. And that idea of like the way the walls come together and the way the chambers are formed, that whole metaphor of like that structure is like a mandala, which is again like the self and the psyche, I think.
Okay, that's cool.
And even in that Freemason documentary, it's like one of the symbols that they use over and over again is the Palace of Solomon.
Okay.
And it's like how they tie their education and learning in with the idea of this construction of this beautiful, perfect palace, right? So anyway, I realized that. I really think that's the case. It's like that structure represents that.
So you're saying you think it represents that?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe,
I didn't read it. I just experienced it and had that idea.
Were you able to make a sandcastle for real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know what's so funny? It's like I wanted to make it really good, but I was afraid I would freak people out if I made it really good,
Why?
so I didn't.
What?
If you make things that are really geometric, people get scared. If you make like really hard geometry, and start doing it, they always say like that's the devil.
Really?
That's
What?
the number one association. Yes.
Where?
Anywhere people like.
Where have you made shapes that this has happened?
Anywhere I've made them. Like at school, if I make like a geometric thing or.
Like if it's really well defined.
Like a nun just walks by and starts screaming?
Yeah. No, I think it does. It freaks people out because
Really?
it's like if I start doing a really good job on like let's say making a square, go and make a perfect square somewhere. It will scare people.
Really?
Yes. If it's really good.
Why do you think that?
Because it takes a lot of energy to make a perfect shape.
You think people are disturbed by the fact that somebody would take the time to do that?
Yes.
Really?
And I think that and also it's like the resonance of it, And maybe it depends on where you place it, but it's like when you think about like the markings you see in day-to-day life, it's like it's never just the directness of like a
But what about like churches and shit?
Well, they have a right to do that because they're serious business. They're talking about, and maybe that's why, you know, it's like.
Is that something you're saying or something you've heard?
This is something I'm saying.
Okay.
And something I've seen in people.
That's interesting. I've never really thought about
I'm gonna
that.
start making shit.
Do it, but make them good. If you
Okay,
make them
sounds fair.
half-assed, it doesn't count, you know. It has to be like when you look at a perfect shape, it resonates with like whoa, look at that fucking thing.
But yeah.
Look at the hole in that guitar. You're lucky it's just there on the guitar, you know. If it was, if it was by itself, we'd be frightened right now. We'd
Like
feel
an asshole.
intimidated.
But yeah, I like the beach. Maybe I can go one more time before the weather betrays us.
I feel like whenever I
There's
go,
Labor Day.
yeah,
That's next Monday, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm sure nobody will be at the beach that day. I feel like when I go to the beach, like it changes my psychology a lot.
Yeah, it's
Being
good
at
because
the
like you're in the
beach just-
sun and everything. Like it's and I feel like the ocean like cleans you. Although it's kind of it's also disgusting, but at the same time it cleans you too.
It does. I get
White
that
noise
same.
is good for you, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like hearing the waves crash.
Yeah.
And especially like all around you. Like I'll listen to like noise sites sometimes, like and I'll put like waves on or whatever, or the force or some shit.
Yeah,
But it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's coming from like two speakers, you know.
yeah,
But like hearing that shit like it's like enveloping you. It's forever, you know.
yeah.
It's like from one coast to the other. It's like
Yeah.
straight. At least I guess depends where you are. But it's like everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
Makes
know
you
what you
feel
mean.
small and like good at the same.
I like throwing myself into the wave and then like staying like underwater for like a next wave and feeling it like go through me. But then like people outside, it looks like I'm dead because I'm just laying there. But it's fun to like throw yourself into it and like hold your breath like for a while and like just feel the waves go through you and you're like underwater and you just hear like not literally like everything being drowned out by the water, you know. It's cool, and then you come back to the reality. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's cool.
I read a trip report of this guy who went diving. It's like one of those where you have the helmet and it has like a compressor outside and you just kind of walk down. But he like took X amount of tabs and like
Oh my
went
God.
under, and he just like hung out underwater
Oh,
like
shit.
for like a few hours.
But that was terrifying.
That's like the second time he did it, I think.
It sounds cool too, though, but also terrifying.
Yeah, he says like the way, you know how like vision underwater is and all that. It just helps like create so many possibilities of interpretation of
Yeah.
what you're seeing. And like he would say some crazy shit. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I don't even know if I believe you. You know, like some shit just sounded wild. Then again, I don't know how many like he probably took a heavy dose from what he was explaining. But
Was he an experienced scuba diver?
yeah, he has like he built like his own helmet and stuff, and he's
Oh.
like, I think the dude's for he's like, I do not recommend this at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be horrified. I don't think. I
But that's why I'm saying, like, I don't think you could do that if you
but-
weren't like
Yeah.
super comfortable
Yeah.
with being in a scuba suit underwater.
Yeah,
And then
that's
he's
what-
like, if you're gonna ignore my advice, like this is what I did. He explains like the hours he took and like how he built it, and all the dangers that could happen. If you do like one little thing wrong.
But does he? I assume he would go to like a safer part of the ocean where there isn't like sharks or something, right? Or does he go like hardcore?
No, he was right by the shore,
Oh, okay.
so he just like walked downstairs into the water basically. It was something like that. Yeah, he was like right off the coast, so there wasn't that much wildlife.
Was he by himself?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's pretty crazy.
I don't know the guy, but he seems to be somewhat well off. So maybe it might be like his own house kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. He's got hardcore.
Because he's like, I don't know, who has money to like
Good.
scuba dive.
That's true. And so he like engineered the helmet and built it.
Yeah.
It was like a special scuba helmet.
I got it. It was one of those like circular ones. He says he likes those because it makes him feel like he's underwater. I mean, in space.
Oh, okay. Like
You
a
can see more.
dome.
Yeah, it's
That's
basically like
pretty
a
cool.
dome. Yeah.
You just see this guy like walking down the street, and then you follow him. He like walks into the ocean and disappears. It's like, okay.
But it would be like, I think I prefer nature, but the beach is like a close second. But yeah, it's nice. It would be nice to like own a beach house, too. That'd be cool.
Yeah. That's, all right,
Definitely.
Let's switch.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that because you know what's annoying about the woods, right?
Yeah.
Ticks.
ticks and also like the leaves. You know, it's like when all the leaves fall. Like
Like clean up,
yeah.
clean all that shit up. If you have a lot of trees,
So
around.
let's look for a beach house too. We can do both.
What do you guys prefer, a beach house or nature?
Oh man, why not both? But I love the beach.
Yeah, I love
But
the
that's
beach
just
too.
me.
Yeah, I love the beach too, but I usually, well, now I'm having mixed feelings, but usually I would say I prefer nature, but I don't know.
Now
What do
it's
you
like everyone's pro beach.
What do you think? What do you prefer?
I say we
What's a
get
close call?
a house by a lake, and then
You think a
No,
nature
fuck
wins?
lakes. Lakes are the worst.
really they're too grimy for you.
They're way too grimy. It's
Alright.
not the same. That's just because it's water doesn't mean it's the
No,
beach,
no,
you
no.
know?
You're right. Because the ocean
That's
is
nasty.
always. But what about Walden? You know, it's like
It depends on the lake, I guess, right? Because if it is like a nice.
you don't think there could ever be a lake good enough for you.
Because the beach is like, to me, it's not just about the water. It's like I can't even swim, you know, so I don't care about the water. I mean, I'll go in, but I don't like doing it. I just hang
You
out.
can't swim.
Not well.
I'm a terrible swimmer too, but I can do like a little bit.
Yeah.
But I gotta I should take like a class
Oh.
or something. Are you a good swimmer?
I think I'm okay. I was on the swim team and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
You're on the swim team?
I was the worst one on the team, but I was on it.
I mean, I learned as a kid, and I didn't do it for like a decade, so I'm like, I kind of just stayed rusty, you know. So if
Yeah.
I was like in the middle of the ocean, I'm dead.
Right. I was thinking like I go out and swim in the ocean, and I mean I don't swim much anymore, but man, it's very tiring, you know.
Do you go in? Do you go to the point that you can't touch the ground?
No, I go about to like where it's up
Yeah,
to here,
yeah.
and then I just go swim around a
So
little
you
bit.
wouldn't be comfortable if you can't touch the ground.
I was like, you know, I was trying to do it, but like you're saying, like you have to go so far out that like by the time I'm already that far out, I'm like kind of tired of like
Yeah.
going, you know. So I just figure I'll stay close.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I never.
I
go-
wouldn't fuck with it too much.
Yeah, I never go where I can't touch the ground.
Because if like you go like right there and then like the ocean pulls you out like 5 more feet and you don't
That's
know,
a huge drop off.
that'll be your ass if you.
You never know how how it's not, it doesn't necessarily go evenly. And they might out of nowhere like drop a lot.
Yeah, even like I remember once I was in like Sandy Hook or something, and I was like I was younger, but I was near the shore. I was like this deep,
Yeah.
and then, you know, I was walking like parallel, so I didn't want to go deeper, and I hit like there was like a big hole or something. I just hit it. I was underwater for
Oh shit.
like a bit, like for like a panicky amount of time. I was like, whoa, you know, because there was just like this random
Yeah.
like scooped out like area for
Yeah.
some reason.
When the waves were getting worse towards the afternoon, that like last Friday, like I would no longer throw myself into it. I would like go with it. So I would like, you know, if it was coming this way, I would go like throw myself towards the shore,
Yeah.
as opposed to throw myself like into the wave because it was getting like too scary. But yeah, the ocean is I don't know, it's terrifying.
Yes.
And you know, it has that tendency to drag you in. Yeah, you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah, the riptide and everything.
Yeah. And there's a sign there like, in case you get caught in a riptide, do this. It's like you're probably not that.
You're probably gonna die.
Say a prayer. That's all you have left to do. I don't know. But I see people going like, you always see those people who go in like pretty far, you know. And I'm like, hell no.
Yeah.
Scary.
Daredevils.
I guess they're good swimmers. You know,
Yeah.
they feel confident.
So okay, so that's so
Yeah,
how.
beach over lake.
But no, hold on. I'm gonna say something
Yeah.
here. Like, we went to the sunflower maze in Sussex County yesterday.
Sunflower maze?
Yeah.
I don't
How do you
know.
find out about this shit?
We're white, you know. The
Somebody
white
just
people-
tells
the
you.
white people
Is that
just-
the white privilege? They just drop off a
Yeah,
pamphlet?
that's right. It's actually called white privilege. That's the name of the newsletter.
All the wholesome like activities. Right?
This month's white privilege. Such a bust, man, because it was such like a touristy thing.
Oh,
and
too
it's
many
just-
people.
Too many people fucking ruin my experiences every time.
I
Like,
agree.
I cannot like handle like so many people. And this thing really is. It's just like, it's like you go and everybody is just doing like selfies and taking pictures of themselves. It's the most annoying thing. It's like how I feel like it is impossible for me to properly appreciate something with
I was-
all those people around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was hating on selfies the other day.
Except on the aquarium, because it's kind of dark. It's like the movies, so you can kind of like get in your own space.
That's true.
But this was too much because it was like narrow and it's like fucking
It's a
people and
maze.
their dogs. It's like, god damn you all.
Yeah, people bring their dogs everywhere.
So I'd say like, you know, that's the other thing though. It's like then we went to the beach. Sorry, I want to hear what you have to say about what you were going to say, but
So there were too many people at the beach.
it wasn't very bad. I'm sure if we went back on Saturday, it would have been like brutal. But yeah, for my taste, you know, it's like, oh, I want to. That's why we started going in the evening at like 5 o'clock and having dinner on the beach. That was very nice
That's nice.
because it was a lot cooler. The
Yeah.
sky was beautiful. The wind was strong.
Yeah,
and then no one was on the fucking
You
beach.
should go during like the fall days then too.
Yeah.
There's something nice about like
Yeah.
winter days too at the beach.
Long Branch wasn't the ocean itself. There weren't that many people. There wasn't that crazy.
That's good.
And even in like the boardwalk and stuff, it was busy, but not in like insanely so.
Yeah, not like a
Yeah.
weekend day full of
Yeah.
people kind of thing.
But what is that maze thing? Is it like literally a maze?
No, I thought it was going to be like that, but what it is, it's just basically a sunflower field, and then they have like a couple of areas where they have like different things planted, and the one area it's like you can go through, but a lot of those sunflowers weren't bloomed yet, and then so we went to the other one where it's just a peace sign. It's in the shape of a peace sign.
So it's just a path.
Yeah.
But with sunflowers.
Yeah.
That reminds me. Have you ever been to the High Line in New York City?
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah.
I think that was a buzz too.
Because of the people.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it was really hard to enjoy, like to the point that you can't even walk.
Yeah.
I had a nice time on there. You know what I do? It's like, how they have those grass patches every once in a while? You just lie down there and just like stare up.
Yeah,
And it's kind of nice.
I think that's one of those things that like I can't even give a good review, but it was a buzz. It's just like it wasn't I couldn't
Interact.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
And that one there years ago, but still I didn't like it.
We took a trip to Philadelphia recently too, where it was like that city. This is a city on a river, and it's like, but that's fucking nice, It's like Newark, Philly. Can't they be like kind of more similar? Question mark.
I think they're trying to, where the Bear Stadium was, they're going to throw a bunch of shit over there.
They gotta get rid of all the trash in Newark, like shitty people.
It's true.
They're
But
trying.
some of the shittiest people are the fucking politicians. It's like that's always been a huge problem in Newark is like the corruption.
Yeah, it's just Newark is just like
Shaq in there.
you
Throw everybody out, Shaq.
when you get as soon as you cross the bridge into Harrison, like very quickly it's like it becomes like decrepit, like like you're gonna get stabbed at any moment.
Yeah. Now you know what it is, and it's like I visited my mother the other day, and I hate to say it, sound like a jerk, but like I was coming from that area. When I go back to where I was and look around like my house, I'm like, this area looks like kind of shitty. When you see that sense of disrepair, like things that should be maintained like aren't.
Yeah.
And then that's like the kind of telltale sign, I think, of an area, or of like, I think even down to the individual level of like psychology. It's like when you go to somebody's house and everything is broken and nothing. It's like And then I was riding in and I passed a Peruvian restaurant that I saw opened up. There's a spot by the bus depot in North Arlington, right? And they always put a restaurant in there. It always fails.
Okay.
And a couple months ago, I passed it, and I was like, oh, they put a new Peruvian restaurant in here. And I'm like, I wonder how that'll do. Well, then I was riding by, and I noticed, like, all the bushes out. No, the first thing I noticed, right, was an umbrella just, like, tossed in a corner.
Oh, God.
And then I was like, this is done.
But the restaurant's closed?
It looks like it's going down. I mean, you look at the front and they had all these bushes. The bushes are all dead. No one's taking care of it. There's like patio furniture where people could sit. It's all messed up.
I feel like a lot of Peruvian restaurants suck. Like there's maybe like one good one.
I think they're taking advantage of all the Peruvians existing.
Yeah, but they don't recognize that there's already like well established like good Peruvian restaurants.
Yeah, there's a few good ones, but generally I feel like they suck, in my experience.
You said O Calamares was?
I think that's good.
The best one, right?
Yeah. I think that's a good one.
That one's kind of fancy, though.
Yeah.
I feel like you go in there to get drunk. I don't know. Maybe it's only because how many times I've ever gone in, I was drunk.
There's B-52s, too.
B-52?
That's a Peruvian restaurant?
They have, according to, like, every Peruvian I talked to, they have the best ceviche, but it's also kind of, like, underground, like...
Like raggedy?
No, underground, like, drug dealing, possibly hoeing. There. It's kind of like a fishy place to like be in.
Okay.
But you can order a takeout. Like,
that's good. I can get it to go.
You don't have to eat it there.
Don't eat it there.
I've been there like once or twice, and it's always like a little bit like hostile.
Yeah.
Like, that's why it's so dark in there.
Damn, dude.
It's weird.
A little pro tip. It's like
order
the ceviche, but don't eat it there.
I'm going to use the bathroom too, actually. I'll be right back.
I apologize for any discomfort you might be about to experience.
Or all the discomfort you're about to experience. What were we talking about before? I don't hear any signs of...
Yeah, I didn't hear any...
No retching.
Groans of disgust or anything like that.
Yeah, beach over lake, for sure.
But that's the thing.
Lake, no waves. Without the waves.
The beach sounds pretty dope, but... It's just the people,
But that's what I'm saying. The people aren't on your beach. I mean, it depends. or I don't know all the Jersey beaches, obviously,
Right.
but some areas definitely have to be more populated than others. Like, I'm sure there's like a dead beach.
Yeah.
I mean, there definitely are, but it's like we just don't know about them, or they might be private property.
Yeah.
Because that's where our house is. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I know Long Beach Island, like,
LBI.
yeah, that's long, like way down there.
Yeah.
So I think as you go further away, it probably like breaks up a little bit. There's not.
Have you
many
been
people.
there? Long Beach Island?
Yeah.
Is that like dead?
I didn't get to see too much of it, but it definitely seems a little more spaced out
Yeah.
than, let's say, like, you know, when you go to Asbury Park, it's like
Mhm.
a fucking city on the ocean there.
But that's like, I feel, I don't know, if we could get like an actual private like beach area, like within also like the same amount of time, what do we have, 3 hours?
Yeah.
3 hour distance? Like that's not, couldn't, you know, it's not too impossible. It might be way more expensive.
Yeah, but hey, maybe it'll be worth it. You know,
Yeah.
to have that thing you really like over.
Not that I don't like nature, you know, as well. Yeah, now think about the grass and the maintenance and stuff.
Yes, that was something I did think about until like I got tipped off by a couple people.
Oh yeah.
Well, I was having a conversation with my godmother, and they have a house down the shore,
Mhm.
and she was saying that you know, it's one of the things they really like about the property is that it's all like stones and stand, and you don't have to mow the lawn. Because she was visiting her sister, and they have like all that shit you have to take care of, but they weren't. And it was an
just like
issue.
overgrown.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, and that's
what
what you'll
about
have.
sheep, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, then again, if you get
start farming.
no, it's true though. You know, I was looking at this too. It's like you can get different subsidies for growing things,
Oh, really?
and some of it as simple as like growing wheat, which like wheat is just grass basically. So it's like if you plant a bunch of wheat, it could be an idea. You know,
Interesting.
my idea was the pumpkins too. Did I tell you that?
Yeah.
The
You
pumpkin
talking about
idea?
pumpkins?
You know, that could be a nice make a like maybe 2 G's off pumpkins. You know, pay for the rent or the mortgage, whatever.
That's true. Yeah, that'll pay the taxes for the year. At least.
The Operation Pumpkin. Huh? So
Yeah, beach has no sustaining unless you rent it out. You know.
I mean, there's 3 of us too, so it's like maybe we go crazy and we'll get 2 of them. You know.
Well, 2 beach houses.
Well, we could get a cottage and a beach house too.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that'd be the best of both worlds.
Right.
You could just do it all.
Let's just do that. I mean,
That's what I'm saying though. It doesn't hurt to like look and weigh the options. We're not committing to anything.
Yeah,
It's just
definitely.
like, we're just flirting with disaster. Yeah. Now, oh man. I'll go to the beach now.
What are the beaches in Portugal like?
I mean, it also depends where you go,
Mm.
but the whole coastline is beach. But if it's not, ooh, that looks nice.
Dude, this app I cannot fucking stop.
Oh, is that the
8-bit app? Yeah, you gotta get it. Okay, tell me about the Portuguese beaches.
It depends where you go, because there's still busy areas, but then you just keep walking further and it's empty. You know what I mean? Like you could just, if it's too popular, just walk down. There's always more beach.
Right.
You might be at a different beach now, like quote unquote, like it's different, but it's just imaginary line in the sand. Like it's just
Right.
There's 200.
So like if there's like a
meters
beach here, like a beach so to speak, and a beach here, you kind of just go in between and you get a little
like there's nothing really in between. It's just like
beach.
it's just beach. You
Yeah.
know? Maybe there might be like the end of like a rock like formation area that has you know, like shops and stuff, you know, like a boardwalk.
Mhm.
Like that's the end, and then there's like some space, and then this is a new beach, but there's not really anything in between.
Yeah.
There's nobody charges. You don't pay for the beach. Or
But
whatever.
yeah, what I'm saying, there's like less people around there, but it's still a beach. You can hang out on the ocean. There.
Yeah, there's definitely if you want to be by the people, you know, there's like so under the boardwalk area would be like way more populated.
Yeah.
You know, people go there, but people go there also to like socialize too, in a sense.
That's funny. It seems like
you-
that's a really Portuguese thing.
Because you rent out like little shacks too. I don't know if you guys do that here, but on the beach itself there would be. It's like a weird like 4 poles and then like a roof, not a roof but like a square, just wood. And then what you do is you dress it up, or people on the beach like you rent it out and they put like it basically makes like a little shack with a door out of like fabric. And like a door that opens and closes, that's also fabric.
Oh, okay.
But that you put up on, there's 2 other poles, so you can just have it up. and it's your little private area kind of, so you can go in there and it's like,
Really?
you just chill in there. And there's like a few rows of D's, so it's like whatever's in that shack, and you can just go there, and because they rent it out for the summer. So you can kind of do that
for the whole summer.
Yeah, so like I used to know my godmother shack.
How big are
was-
these little shack things?
You can fit like 4 people inside.
Oh, it's like a little house.
Yeah, it's
room.
like a little tiny. Yeah.
You get changed and shit.
Yeah, so you could change in there, just like whatever, and then if you want, you could go more onto the water, you know, because it's like a little area, so there's
Your
like a
base
few
camp.
in the road. Yeah, but it's fairly private, you know. You
Right.
can get naked in there if you want.
Did I make you suffer?
No, not the bathroom. You must even worse.
A horrible concoction.
I got some cheap wine yesterday. It's actually really good.
That's the thing, man. Some wine is just good, even
Some
like
cheap
the
ones are
cheap
good.
ones. I forget the name of it, but I remember Flavio bought this wine. It was like $4. It was this Portuguese
$4.
wine. So it's like it must have been like $2 in Portugal, you know. But it was like solid, you know. It was like a real solid wine. I was like, damn. I was like, maybe it goes bad real fast or something, but it was like really good. And that's the thing. You go to ShopRite Liquor or something like that. I don't know where you went.
I
but
went there.
You can go and just go to like the Spanish or like Portuguese section and just like don't go over $8 and you'll probably find something like pretty solid. You know?
I feel like usually my experience has been that anything under 10 is crap, because but this was one exception. This one was like 9, and it's good. So there are some.
There's definitely some.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look at the ratings too.
Yeah.
I don't know how far you want to like believe, but
Yeah.
I've done that like sometimes. Like I would Google the wine, and there's like the wine rating sites, like the beer rating sites. Just get a quick overview if it's like shit. You know?
Yeah.
So I feel like if it's shit, it will get like a 7 rating.
Usually I just get something random, and like I'll be like, okay, I don't like this one. I do like this one. I do like that one.
Do you remember them though?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a Malbec something that I like, or Malbec. Probably it's not Malbec, but I say Malbec. It's a Malbec.
As long as you can identify.
Malbec.
Malbec, give me those files.
The one I've been getting, Julie, that she really likes is called Josh,
Okay.
and that one is a little more expensive.
Sounds sexual.
Josh.
Who's Josh? That's how she would be. You should pull that one.
No.
What is that? Australian or some shit?
I don't know what it is.
Maybe
kinda-
it's. I don't think maybe it's English because like
She likes it.
Nobody in their right mind named their wine Josh.
Yeah.
Unless it was like by some dude named Josh and he's just like real, like a prick. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just shit.
I think that
Josh.
the label is really weird. It's like his father's name after my dad. His name was Joe, but everyone called him Josh.
Is it really?
It says some stupid shit.
Damn,
like
I
that.
guess if it's after his dad, it's okay.
Yeah, but it's weird because I don't know. Anyway, the wine apparently is tasty, but it's a little pricier. So I guess does it fit in with the conversation
How
topic?
much is it?
So I think it's about $18.
Oof.
It's not bad.
I bought expensive wine before.
Is that expensive?
No, but it's
No.
That's probably like I feel like around that price range they tend to be better, but not always.
I bought like $80 wine and stuff like that.
Damn, I never bought that.
That's like the most I got.
Ha-
But that's like for gifts though.
Was it genuinely good? Wait, have you tried it though?
Some.
Are they
'Cause
good?
Some are like aged. Like you could just keep.
Do you feel like
keep
they're
them
good?
Forever. It's more like it's like look, I sacrificed $80 for wine. No, but some of them are really good. But it'll be like port wine and stuff. Just have like a bit of it and just put it away. But it's definitely good. It's definitely really good. But at a certain range, I don't know if I'm attuned enough or if
If you're
such a
sophisticated
thing
enough,
even
it
exists or if it's just like some bullshit. But it's like I drink a lot of coffee, so when something tastes like, it's like I've had a lot of different shades of coffee. So
Right.
if I have like some good coffee, I'm like, damn, this is some good coffee, and I might be able to tell like some differences. So maybe that's the same way with like certain expensive wines. If you just have them all the time,
Yeah,
it's
I
like
guess so.
you have more of a familiarity with them and enough of a list of descriptions that you can compare them with other ones, and then reflect it with the price point too. So maybe I'm just not deep enough in that territory.
Yeah, I like wine a lot. That's the moral of the story. I love wine.
You should go to like a wine tasting thing.
Yeah.
There was oh wait, that wasn't in this country. Because Kat and Flavia went to Portugal and they went to this wine festival And it was like $5 to get in, and they just got fucking wasted.
Once I was walking by some like fancy building in New York, and I saw people. It looked like it was a wine tasting. There were people like different little tiny bottles of little cups and bottles of wine behind them, and people were like trying them. And I wanted to get in there. So I tried to get in there to drink wine. I'm like, I'll just randomly drink wine. Why not? But then like the door was locked and I couldn't get in. And then I was like looking at them and they would just look at me, but nobody would do anything.
Yeah.
So like fucking just
private event. Like, what the fuck is this guy trying to do?
Maybe, yeah.
And just staring them dead in the eyes, like opening the door like Terminator.
Don't look at him; he'll go away.
Don't move. They're like a T-Rex.
But yeah, I thought it was like a store or something. You know, maybe it was a private event. I'm scared of dogs sometimes.
Yeah, and me too. You know, if you know, I don't know about the dog, or if I see it like walking off a leash.
Generally, when somebody has a dog, it's a turn off almost immediately.
In which way?
Because it's like
sexually.
I'm more of a cat kind of guy.
Walk your cat.
No, it's just like I don't know. Those like a dog is big. I mean, if it's big, especially, it's like big and annoying and like.
Yeah, and that was like kind of what my uncle's dog was like too. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but that exactly. I just don't like that energy in the room.
Yeah,
usually.
So you loved Reggie, is what you're telling me. Do you remember Reggie?
Yeah, that was like horrifying.
Yeah, he was the epitome of like a poorly trained dog.
But yeah, some dogs are cool and I've had fun with them and stuff, so I don't hate dogs in general.
Yeah, we're getting all like old and we're bitching about like kids and their lack of respect. Talking about like the people raising these kids, you know, you can't put anything on the kids. It's the fucking parents, period, I feel like, you know? Because everything, it's obvious, right? You guys see why I say that. And then so, I think this goes to that. It's like a lot of times people get dogs and they don't know how to train dogs. And they don't take the responsibility of training a dog seriously. Now, when you get into, like, really, like, you go to Manhattan, like, those Manhattan dogs are all well behaved, you know? Because those people are wealthy and they take their dog to trainers and get that dog trained, and then the dog, because it has to be trained, you know? But then it's like, I feel like as you get further away, it's like people are more relaxed about the way they train their dogs.
Yeah.
Or maybe sometimes people train their dogs poorly on purpose, you know? People sometimes train their dogs to be more aggressive. And or just don't train them well enough. And then often with a little dog, people are like, "That's a little dog." It's not a big deal, but those become the most problematic dogs. I feel
yeah, there's so much like probably like behind the scenes. Like
they're the most aggressive ones. They always start shit. I've seen them. I've seen people with dogs and they have the big dogs. They got the small dogs. The small dogs always starting shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the way I feel. It's like it's not the dogs. Like there's nothing wrong with dogs. It's just people shouldn't have dogs. Probably not all people. But
yeah, I was gonna say
in general, people are not qualified to take care of animals.
Yeah, I think like some things that you're allowed to do just casually are ridiculous. Yet you're not allowed to do like some trivial thing or something minor. You know.
Yeah.
Like you can just buy an animal without your character coming into question. You know.
Yeah. I think we'll see that change a lot.
That's crazy in a way.
Yeah.
Like you could be like a lunatic, like a crackhead, and just go buy a dog. You know.
That's almost like a disrespect to the dog.
It is. Yeah. I think it's going to change.
Isn't that crazy though?
Yes, it is. Now to us, you know.
Yeah.
I'm teaching.
It should change, especially like breeders and shit. Breeders should be fucking outlawed, I think.
But you can't smoke in a restaurant. But you know.
You can kill an animal. Yeah.
Yeah, you can torture a dog. That's fine.
Yeah. It's really funny.
Did you ever see what fucking dogs look like 100 years ago?
No.
Before like, they made dogs like mutants and shit.
Oh yeah.
They fucked them all up. You know, like those stupid like Chinese dragon dogs with the fucking face smushed in.
Right.
I'm talking about like they weren't that bad. You know, it wasn't as bad, and they made it worse.
They just kept pushing.
It's cute. Let's smush its fucking face.
Yeah.
So it looks like a fucking badly made pie or something. And then like even German shepherds got caught up. They used to be able to like jump fucking 9-foot like walls and shit. Like I saw like some Nazi training video or something. And it was like a dog just like scaling up, just scaled the fucking wall. Like it was a crazy athlete. And now it's like they shortened it. They made its like back legs smaller, so now it has like back problems and like spinal problems when it grows up and shit. Like they fucked all these dogs up to make them like cuter or whatever. So all these like breeders just like breeding like things together and are fucking them up just because it's cute and shit.
Yeah. So you think that should be?
Yeah, but then it's like there's also good breeders. Like there's the breeders that made Dobermans by like combining all attributes of like dogs he liked, you know, just so he could get, because it was like a tax collector guy and he wanted like protection, so he made a dog that was like loyal but like protective and kind of scary or something. But anyway, that made like a new breed that was like okay.
Right.
But that's like the weird inbreeding, because you don't want to get like weird other dog. You don't want to race mix with them dogs because then some shit will happen. But I just say let dogs fuck any kind of dogs.
Let the dogs handle it.
That makes them stronger. You know what I mean? When you combine different attributes and it gets rid of like the negative aspect you get. That's what happens when you keep inbreeding. Same with humans. You get like weird defects popping up because there's no counter DNA to like keep you in the race, you know? Because that's they say how we are attracted to people. The pheromones, it smells like stuff that you don't have, kind of. It's almost like you're trying to make a party, and it's like, I'm a warrior, I want a warrior too. No, you want a mage, or like a healer, or a druid. You want something to balance you out. You can't just have two warriors. Like, 2 warriors is gonna get you killed. Look at all this brute force.
Who's gonna heal these fucking warriors?
Yeah, but then you get 2 bowmen, and then you're both dead.
Yeah,
you know?
It's true.
You need something to you need the yang, you know, or the yin, or
whichever
one you're at, you know. Your opposite ing. Nigga.
So, where did you read about that or watch it?
It was on the radio, man, a long time ago. But I'm sure it's real.
No, I mean, I've heard of some crazy stuff like regarding pheromones, and to be honest,
because there's that dating site too they made.
Yeah, you told me about that, where you just like put in, send in the shirt
or some shit.
Yeah. But what about CRISPR dogs?
CRISPR dogs?
Yeah.
So like you genetically modify their fucking thing?
Yeah.
So you could like take out all those diseases and stuff.
Mm.
But then they wouldn't be that dog anymore, so I guess that's fine. But then that dog wouldn't exist, like it'd be a different dog. So it's like they fix all the pug's problems and it wouldn't be a pug anymore. So then you just have like another dog. You know?
True. Because that's, with the snout thing, that's such a physiological thing. Like, you can't get by that. That's not like a way the blood is reacting.
Right. But I'm sure you could fix some health problems. Even then, it's like, you're going to do all this for a fucking dog. Just let the dogs fuck. Dogs fuck all the time. Just let them interfuck each other. Then you'll have another dog. It's like, it's a dog anyway. Like, it's like a dog is cute anyway. Or a dog is good. You know, just... Like, does it really matter, for the most part? Unless you're, like, legitimately, like, a shepherd, and you need, like, one of those Australian super smart shepherd dogs. I'm sure they got some sort of, like, fucking, trade circles that you kind of got to keep up for, like, these super smart dogs.
Right.
But that's, like, a very specialized area of dogs and shit for work and stuff. I'm sure maybe some bomb-sniffing dogs.
Yeah, but that's where all the dogs come from, It's like they're all specialized. Or they all started out specialized.
Yeah, they used to, but it's like we don't really need that for the most part anymore. Dogs are now just like your friend. It's like, it's my fur baby. Come on. It's like nobody really has... I mean, like, in the country we have them, but that's just the kind of... It could be, like, literally any dog. It's just any dog that wanders into the property. You know what I mean?
Hey, dog!
It just becomes a dog. It's like, do you want a dog? And nobody's like, only if it's a fucking blah, 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 blah. Yeah. It's like, do you want a dog? Yes, I could use a dog because I have scrap food and all these, like, foxes come here and I need something to protect my chickens, Shit like that. And then it's like, yeah, I'll get a dog. And then it'll be like, whatever dog you get, and there's that dog. It's like a tool, A dog is a tool. You keep it outside, and there's an exchange. You give it food, it protects your shit, and then, you pet it, it's cute, and stuff. Yeah. There's an exchange going.
Did you guys see the Neil deGrasse Tyson Joe Rogan?
I did
saw it.
What did you think about it?
It had 1 million views in one day.
What did you think about it?
I feel like... I don't know. I don't really like Neil deGrasse Tyson. I feel like he comes off as so arrogant,
There's a part where somebody called him pompous.
Yeah.
And then where I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I do.
He's like, somebody called me pompous. And he's like, name one example I've been pompous. And I'm like, you can't just name pompous examples. It's like a whole attribute of things.
His whole essence is
je ne sais quoi about
pompous.
Yeah, it's like, it's okay. He's okay to be that. I'm fine with him being slightly pompous.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to like interact with him. But I feel like he is a bit blind to himself.
Yes. And he goes like on and on and on and like doesn't let Joe say anything.
But I'm okay with that because Joe also like But I'm more curious about what he has to say than what Joe. I've heard Joe talk forever.
Joe's gonna be there every week, every day.
Yeah. I like how Joe like kind of asks like weird questions and then he'll go off into like rants.
And Joe seemed nervous during it. He seemed like out of it, kind of like weirded out.
He smoked too much weed.
So maybe somebody said that Joe is afraid to talk when his guests are smarter than him.
I think what happens too.
No way.
So somebody said.
Yeah, people say shit, and I'm sure maybe there's like, when I read the comments, I start like looking into it too much, and I feel like I'm losing my mind. I'm like, because everyone has like a different opinion.
Yeah, the comments.
I think
they're also
watching it in a video versus hearing it is also a lot different. Because then you see like weird visual cues that might throw you off, but you only see like a second of it. You know, maybe like Jamie's flipping between cameras,
but
you catch like this weird or like awkward, and it just seems like awkward.
Yeah.
Because I forgot which one it was, but
that too, yeah.
I go to the Joe Rogan subreddit sometimes, and then I click on like they'll have like a new thread when one comes out, people comment on it.
Oh yeah,
so I'm like, I wonder like what people are saying, kind of.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, how did you get this out of it? And it's like, this is the most awkward conversation. It's like I couldn't like stand it. I couldn't stand it.
That's how I felt about the Steven Tyler one. It was like unbearable.
See, I troopered through that one. I was like, what does this guy have to say? I knew there had to be some treasures in that.
I bet there was.
You know what I'm saying?
I watched the new Sean Carroll one. That was, I think, the most recent one I saw.
Oh, but I haven't seen that one yet.
That was good.
Yeah, I like that.
Which one's Sean Carroll?
He's a physicist. He was on there like a couple months ago, and now he's back. He's got his own podcast.
Damn, I gotta listen to that.
But it was cool because
he has his own podcast.
Yeah, like he was saying how he's very like
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
Was this right after? Oh yeah.
No, he didn't say that, did he?
No.
But he was saying how it's like he likes the podcast format because he likes to talk about things other than physics, even though he's a physicist.
Yeah.
And then like so they got into a lot of like political shit and talking other stuff, which was good.
That's cool. What's his podcast called?
I fucking forget. Even though they said it 50,000 times.
I semi like him.
I like what he's talking about. Yeah, sometimes I don't like his ideas either, but he's really good at teaching like complex physics ideas.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like
what he has to say about physics is fascinating.
Yeah, it's crazy shit, and he gives in that podcast a little rundown of quantum physics.
But how do you feel about Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Yeah, like a lot of hype, you know. It's like he's like giving information, but it's like it's just information. It's not like his own ideas or anything.
Yeah,
but they're entertaining.
Yeah,
there's a lot of value to that.
I'm sure.
And, you know, it's like I'll still knock them a bit, but I'll still watch them. It's like I'm still getting.
I didn't
a lot more out of it.
Well, yeah, he definitely knows a lot about physics.
But I don't watch his show. You know, maybe that's his appeal. It's like you got to see him on the show. I don't know what else he does. I've seen him speaking at different points in time. I liked when he was speaking out against like
gay people.
No, against
they're unscientific. They can't reproduce.
That was a pretty good Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Was it?
Yeah. But
halfway through, I forgot what he sounded like.
Oh, like militant atheism, basically. It's like he was going like trying to push back against religious people. And that was cool. He was along with Sam Harris and the rest of the anti-crusaders.
Oh, yeah.
He's anti-atheist too, as a label.
Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Yeah. I think, didn't he talk about that? Or is that a completely different person?
Sam Harris said he doesn't want to be called atheist.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. You know what I mean though? Like they have their interest is like with preserving science and scientific thinking.
Yeah. I feel like some of those like celebrity scientists, like they are like really close-minded in a way at times, you know. I feel like Neil deGrasse Tyson is like that. It's just like he thinks about the world in like his physics terms, and that's fine. That's a legitimate thing. But like he doesn't appreciate the value of the metaphorical. I think, you know.
Yeah.
But I think he's needed. I've come to realize this.
Yeah.
That certain people play a role.
For me, I need someone to hate watch.
I meant like you need like somebody who's like 1,000% dedicated to that only, because that's how you make like progress in that area. It's not by like someone.
But what area is Neil deGrasse Tyson in?
I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but
you said it before.
All right, man. He's bringing physics to the masses.
He's an entertainer.
He is an entertainer, and he's doing a damn good job. But
that's his business, is entertainment now. I don't think it's physics anymore.
He does whatever like studies and shit, and like I think he's doing lectures.
So he's still doing research?
I think so.
I don't know.
Don't quote me on that, but I think he's still like active on the field somewhere.
All right.
But even if
I'm
he's
the
not actually researching anything, he's the difference between a Wikipedia page and reading facts and having like a really good teacher that like gets you in love with the subject.
Got it.
It's like, all right, it's like he's pompous and he's a bit of like a dick and acts like he's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In certain areas. But he's also entertaining, and that also like spurs a lot of people, you know, younger than us that have more potential, and that might like steer them into like an area that might be more or better off for like all of humanity than, you know, watching fucking some other random YouTube videos, you know.
Yes.
Like shit like that. So I think his role is still valuable, and even if we hate him in a certain like sense, I still think he's a good asset to humanity.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I don't hate him.
I'm not saying let's
No,
kill him,
I'm saying like even if we hate it, like,
Yeah. It's just he's not my first choice for educational entertainment.
who's your first choice?
Jordan B. Peterson.
See, that's an opinion. You know, I'm sure some people would not be entertained by him.
Yeah, a lot of people hate him for no good reason.
Most people, it seems like. But I guess, you know, he's not a physicist, though.
No.
But I don't know, maybe I would go with, like, Radiolab if I wanted to know some physics stuff.
Yeah, I think even in that podcast they said radio. Even Neil deGrasse was like, yeah, Radio Labs is shit, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's hard getting, because they're like so far out concepts. They're so abstract sometimes, where it's like, why would you even dedicate time? Like he was talking about that with the molecule shit, like back in the day. It's like people were like studying, or whatever like invisible force it was.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And they had to like subside some money towards that. And it's like, it's like, you want people to give taxpayer money so you can research this fucking bullshit that doesn't, it's like, this is real how and useful in 1920s how. But now it's like we have computing because of that, and all like,
Oh, yeah, yeah. That
all
was a
the
good
world's
point. Yeah.
like money is transferred through like computers and over data and stuff like that. Stuff that was being researched then when it was completely useless, and we had no idea what the use for was. So it's like that changed humanity. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that stuff is like good shit to have. You know, even if I'm not gonna do anything with it, like it's not about me. It's like that's not who the thing is aimed for. You know, it's about like capturing the mind, sort of. I'm down for that because like schools aren't doing that.
No. Sorry about that, guys.
You're only doing art.
Only art. They always say. Only art. I'm gonna have the kids write a poem.
Then change that.
No, it's art. Yeah, art's a tricky one.
This in art class. It's a
Did you see that? There was one with a country singer, Joe Rogan, recently.
Oh, with the shades on.
Yeah.
He was smart too. I was telling Ian about him because he knew about like computer stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And that like threw me off.
Did he have like a thick like Southern accent?
No.
No.
He's like, thing about
Shooter
sun
Jennings?
conductor."
Yeah, him. He's like the son of some famous country singer.
Something Jennings. Waylon Jennings? I don't know.
Maybe.
I think that was an R&B singer.
But yeah, but during that episode, like Joe was like interrupting him a lot. I felt like,
Oh yeah,
and then I saw the comments, like people were saying that too.
hating on Joe.
Yeah. People hate on Joe a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you can just like turn it off, you know?
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
I think he's mostly good.
Yeah, even if like some sections are like bad, like
Oh,
that's
man.
like life, man. It's
Yeah,
like this
dude.
guy's talking
Yeah.
for like 3 fucking hours.
Yeah.
It's like, how long do you... I have a conversation for more than 5 minutes without like screwing up lists.
Danke.
Or saying some weird ass shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not even being recorded, you know?
Yeah, no, I totally have no problem with what he's doing. I never
Yeah.
have any issue with what he's doing.
He's I mean, he does fuck it up, I think, here and there, but yeah, generally he's really good, and obviously you're talking for so long.
Yeah, and he does it like every fucking day. He goes out and he's like fucking the Bob Ross of interviews. Or, I mean, I guess a lot of those guys do it, like Larry King, and that was their thing. Every night they would have somebody on and be like, what's your fucking story?
Yeah, but
But the show wasn't 3 hours long, you know?
yeah.
Or
Joe
two-
Rogan's like probably like
commercial hours.
the monumental podcast of
Yeah.
of our times.
I think so.
I don't think there's a podcast bigger.
Yeah.
I don't think even Adam Carolla's is that big, probably.
No, I think I'm sure. I don't know. I wonder who comes close to him. He gets so many views.
Yeah. I think I don't know. And think about how many like podcasts now exist because he encouraged people to create podcasts.
It's always fun when the guest comes back with a podcast. It's
Yeah.
like the second time it's like, "I got a podcast."
That's what happened with Sean Carroll. He's like, I took your advice and I started a
yeah.
podcast. And then the same thing with I watched one with Eric Weinstein,
Oh yeah.
and I like that Eric Weinstein guy
Yeah, him too. I like.
because I watched the new Jordan B. Peterson one, and then they were talking about they went out to dinner together, and Eric Weinstein is part of the intellectual dark web.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, well, I got to know about every member of the intellectual dark web now. So I checked, like, I listened to his podcast with Joe Rogan. It was really cool.
Yeah.
And then, and then he had, I believe, started up a podcast too.
Should we go hack?
Let's hack.
You think that bathroom's safe?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're saying. I gotta go leave.